machines is a cake. Let's see if you can find it. Your time starts now.
All right, a new series premiering today on Netflix hopes to stump contestants and judges trying to figure out one question. Is it cake? The world's most talented bakers compete to create hyper-realistic cakes like this object that your sewing machine that you're seeing. You know, everyday objects, food, dishes as well, and deception is definitely the name of the game. So the show's only Canadian contestant, also a Torontonian cakester piece, April Julian, joins us live now on CP24 Breakfast. April, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I am so amazed. I managed to check out your Instagram yesterday. I was scrolling and scrolling and just couldn't stop because I was blown away. I cannot believe the items that you create that look like real life items, but it's actually cake. So how did you get into creating these realistic cakes?
You know, someone one day asked me to make a high top sneaker, and I threw myself into the challenge. This was before, you know, these hyper realistic cakes became a huge trend. And I just loved trying to capture all those details, you know, the patent leather, the shoelaces, plus my husband's a shoehead, a sneakerhead. So it was a really fun challenge.
Yeah, so is mine. Okay, so let's talk about you on this show. This is a Netflix show. We're seeing some of the pieces. Those are chicken wings, not real ones, fake ones. That is a charcuterie board or some ham or something that you've created, and it's cake, okay? I just want to tell our viewers what we're seeing here so they don't think it's real. And a fish, I think that's a fish, a taxidermied fish. So April, how did you get recruited to be on this Netflix show hosted by SNL alum, kind of, a Mikey Day? Because you're the only Canadian on this show.
Yeah, no, this was a huge shock to me. I got a random DM in my Instagram saying, hey, I think you'd be great for this show. Would you like to come to LA? And of course, what did I do? I was like, not today, scammers, and ignored this message. And this person, you know, bless her heart, persisted and found me, you know, through my other social media channels. And finally, I was like, okay, what is this all about? It's totally out of left field, totally unexpected, but I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is such a great story. And I like that you were cautious because there are a lot of scammers these days, so you got to be careful. Totally. Okay, so let's talk about the format of the show. I know it's a competition. I see that you're with other contestants, other excellent world-class bakers as well. So what's the idea? Each of you have to create realistic pieces, and the judges judge if it's real or not, or you guys also have to judge each other's pieces and try to guess if it's cake or not. How does it work?
So that's exactly it. We're all sort of baking these items. There's a theme for every episode, and it's kind of hidden amongst the real items. The judges, or on occasion us, we have to find where the cake is, and it's nearly impossible. It's quite astounding.
Wow. That is amazing. Yeah, I saw a little clip of you, and you chose like a piece of croissant sandwich. You said, no, that is not cake because a real croissant is flaky, and I don't see any flakes on that. I guess we'll have to find out whether or not you were right. But okay, talk about the prize. What do you win if you become the winner of this show?
So there was big money on the line here. Every episode you could win up to $10,000, and there's 8 episodes. And then on top of that, the final prize is $50,000. We're talking U.S.
Wow, yeah. If you calculate U.S., ka-ching, ka-ching, that's a lot of Canadian money right there with the exchange rate. All right, so I want to know more about you, April, because I know you're an educator. Are you a cake educator, or do you work in a totally different field, and this was like just a side hobby?
So this was a side hobby. I do teach cakes as well, but my main gig is working for the CCLA. I'm the education director there. So by day, I'm teaching about human rights and the respect for civil liberties. Totally unrelated, right? That's why this is all so bizarre.
Oh my gosh, April, you are multi-talented. Like this is, given what I've seen and what you can create, I would assume that this is something that takes a lifetime to master. And this is just what I do for fun. Like that's, are people surprised?
At 10 p.m.
do you have any aspirations after this show, now that the show is done filming, to move into this permanently, or are you keeping the educator gig?
right now I'm continuing to teach about rights, but I would have never, ever imagined any of this would have happened to me. So, like, who's to say where we go from here? I'm really excited, though.
Well, I am just so happy that Netflix recognized your immense talent and featured you on this show. Well deserved. I will be watching and hoping that you win at least some money because you deserve it. April Julian, thank you so much for joining us. Is It Cake premieres on Netflix today. You can catch all 8 episodes. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Take care.